Hello everyone. So I just did a video. So that's the video. I uploaded it maybe like some hours ago. So it's the video before this one. I will try, and I hope I remember this because I'm always forgetting. I'll try and put it in the other link to the description link. So I did this video where I talked about the fact that there are some passengers, who were in Zamfara, who were traveling, and then they were attacked by terrorists. And this passenger, for me, there were so many things about that whole thing. It was one, a bride to be, her mother, her father, two relatives, that they were on their way from Zamfara to Kano, and so their vehicle was attacked. They came into terrorists that way, and then they packed them. They were entering the forest. So somehow they also attacked the terrorists, and they were able to overpower the terrorists to the extent that one of the terrorists was killed. The other one ran away, but he left his weapon. And then they now left. Unfortunately, there was a sad incident at the end where one of the passengers actually now had, due to the trauma, had a heart attack and died later in the hospital. So the passenger, so when I did the video, everything, I reviewed it because there were so many things. I talked about the fact that why is it that up till now people are still traveling on the road? Is it that they don't feel anything? Then a comment, and this is the comment. Let me put this on. And so this comment came on by Real Diplomat 7504, at Real Diplomat 75. He said, "Madam, you missed something very important." And he puts a steady. So I'm gonna put the comment here so that you'll be seeing it. Say, "You missed something very important. They handed the AK-47." So in this thing, they say they got AK-47. I even read some sort of like some comments that people had done under this particular news. This I'm reading. I'm gonna the news where I took it from Vanguard. And so some were saying that, oh, that the people should keep the AK-47, and then when they are traveling they will use it against to kill other terrorists. I'm like, okay, that will now also make them terrorists, because you're not supposed to, have, you're not supposed to carry this weapon. You're not supposed to have weapons. You're not supposed to have weapons in non-state actors. It's only state actors that are supposed to have weapons. And any non-state actor carrying weapon is actually it's actually a crime, and part of the problem of where we are today. So another said that, okay, in the this thing, they mentioned the fact that, oh, they handed over, the AK-47. So that's why at Real Diplomat is telling me that I missed something very important. They handed the AK-47 to the Nigerian military checkpoint nearby. Did you hear what I said? So these people were attacked when they drove their cars in. When they drove their car, the car they were traveling, the way they explained it, that they were traveling, and then they came into where they were shooting. So they were hearing the gun sound. So it's not as if these bandits, terrorists, whatever, it's not as if they are silent. They were noisily attacking people. Meanwhile, there's a military checkpoint nearby, so they know that this place close, because military checkpoint don't just appear today, tomorrow we will see them. As in, this place is military checkpoint, and yet they were still there. Let me read it, because as soon as he said it, I'm like, wait a minute, that is so true. He said the very important question we must ask ourselves: why is it that kidnapping always take place a few meters or a few kilometers from Nigeria military checkpoint? I thought the military checkpoint should provide more safety for Nigerian citizens. At Read Diplomat 7504, you just nailed it on the head. Sometimes when you're doing something, that's why I always say to people, many, when they say two heads are better than one, I just looked at it. That thing, I just read it. It didn't even make any impact. It didn't even make anything to me. But when you put out this thing, I'm like, what? which is so true. Many times that you see issue of kidnapping on the road, you see terrorists have hijacked a vehicle, it's almost always near military checkpoint. We've seen countless you know, first hand report, first hand narration. People will say they were always military checkpoint. I remember there was a time at the Bring Back Our Girls movement. There's this someone, our coordinator, then sit-out coordinator. He had a friend who had been kidnapped. He said it was a few that you could literally even hear the military from where they were kidnapped and taken into the bush. That nothing, they told them, if you like shout, if you like cry, nothing is going to happen to you. So which is so true, and a lot of other people have had this first hand, experience and narration of the fact that most of these places where these terrorists, these bandits and whatever operate are always close to, military checkpoint. So what is going on? Are this military checkpoint, like this Read Diplomat 7504 has said, are they not supposed to be there to protect Nigerians, or are they there to give cover to the terrorists and the bandits? And then when you're going to a place where you're approaching the military checkpoint, there's a way you automatically begin to slow down. And that slowing down now makes you also vulnerable. And of course, with the bad roads that we have, you can't even, let's say you can't even drive as fast as much. You can't even do this. You're forced to slow down. And then there are terrorists who are waiting. There are bandits who are waiting to do all sorts of things. It's just crazy. It's this is so, I just certain things are just mind boggling. You just see that, you're like, oh Lord have mercy. There was people are always talking about collusion and stuff like that and whatever. And when you see all of these things, sometimes you begin to add two and two together. You don't know whether you are getting 4 or you are getting 22 or you are getting whatever. You just don't even know. It's just crazy, all of these things. And with this insecurity, the way that these bandits, these terrorists are always acting with so much impunity. No how. What is it? If Nigeria really wants to decimate this terrorists, they will do it. I always say that we have a great and amazing military. There's no political will. There's no political will. That's why we have all of these terrorists and whatever can just be behaving anyhow, doing all sorts of things just like that. It's crazy. It's such you're just sitting there, you're wondering what is going on. Why are we so much in this